you know, if you create a new business that's the best in its field, it's likely to survive.
All right, feather is all the way up. We are at about 250,000 feet now and climbing. As soon as we cross the boundary to space, we'll hear a word from our founder, Sir Richard Branson.
5, 3, 2, 1, release, release, release.
Fire, fire. Welcome to Witnesses, you're clear to unstrap. Welcome to space.
To all you kids down there, I was once a child with a dream, looking up to the stars. Now I'm an adult in a spaceship with lots of other wonderful adults looking down to our beautiful, beautiful Earth. To the next generation of dreamers, if we can do this, just imagine what you can do. Woo! Oh my gosh.
And please return to your seats and strap in. Trojan re-entry.
So the mission statement that I wrote inside my spacesuit was to turn the dream of space travel into a reality for my grandchildren who are here, for your grandchildren, and for many people who are alive today, for everybody. And having flown to space, I can see even more clearly how Virgin Galactic is the space line for Earth. We're here to make space more accessible to all, and we want to turn the next generation of dreamers into the astronauts of today and tomorrow.
Once you got back down here, I assume a million people called you to congratulate you or to ask you questions. What was the most meaningful contact you got once you got back to the planet?
I think it was Buzz Aldrin. I mean, somebody that I as a teenager, when I watched the moon landing, my dad took me outside and we looked up to the moon and with my sisters, and he just said, there are two people standing on the moon right now, and it was that was so inspirational. But one of the sad things is we've all been looking backwards to those sorts of flights, and I think now kids can start looking forwards to the chance of actually going to space themselves one day, and hopefully we can contribute to that.
Exciting. I'm a huge space fan. I see a lot of value in people going to space, but there's been a lot of pushback from people out there saying, why spend your money to go do that? And not just you and the other billionaires who are creating your own programs, but basically any space exploration at all when there's so many problems here on Earth, with inequality, racism, global warming. What would you say to those people who say that this is a misuse of resources?
Well, I can understand it, but I think maybe they're not fully educated as to what space does for Earth.
What does it do for Earth?
Well, first of all, people wouldn't be listening to this program most likely if it wasn't for space. Space is connecting the billions of people who are not connected, on telephones, on other things. Space is every single spaceship that we send, whether it's Virgin Orbit, which we launched a week before, it into orbit, putting satellites up there and monitoring different things around the world, like the degradation of rainforests, or monitoring food distribution, or even monitoring things like climate change and so on. These things are essential for us back here on Earth. So we need more spaceships going up to space. We don't need less.
What do you think the value of that is for people who can't afford to go to space? I don't mean to be facetious. What is the sort of the mental, the spiritual, the intellectual value of having gone?
I think, I honestly think that there's a wonderful book called The Overview Effect, and there's only 500 people who've ever been to space, but it's a book that's interviewed those 500 people. They've come back, I think, slightly changed, and you can't look at this Earth and think that you're not. You see the beauty of it from space, and I think all of those people have come back, really wanting to improve it. And that's what I hope will happen with these other people who go. You
said before, real leaders see opportunities where others only see challenges. Explain that.
I look at everything as an opportunity. I'm positive about life generally, and I generally feel that you can find ways of solving problems and making things work. And I'm definitely a sort of glass, nearly full kind of person rather than a glass half full. So, I think out of being just a generally positive person, you can make positive things happen.
What do you think about during your decision-making process?
So if I come up with an idea for a new business, I don't bring in accounting firms to cost analyze it, because one accounting firm will say it's a good idea, another accounting firm will say it's a bad idea. So if I, for instance, had brought in an accounting firm to say, will Virgin Atlantic work when we started the airline, I'm sure they would have said, no way. But what I knew was if I could create the kind of airline I'd want to fly on that was exceptionally better than any other airline flying, that it was likely that more money would come in the year than go, and I'd have money left over at the end of the year. And that turned out to be the case, because people loved Virgin Atlantic. They went out of their way to fly it. The planes were full, and at the end of the year, we ended up getting our second 747, and the end of the next year, our third and fourth 747, and so it grew. So my whole attitude to life is, if you create a new business that's the best in its field, it's likely to survive.